everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Randy Gibson. If you happen to come across the channel and the videos, definitely feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share your comments, share it around. Hopefully try to get some good golf content coming out here here over the next several weeks, and definitely going into the next season here when spring comes back around. Just want to share with you or just make a real quick video of just how some easy tips to try to find time to practice for the average golfer. Um, People that like golf, the thing they want to do is get better at golf. Well, what's the magic there? You have to practice. Period. That's how like I said, when I got back into it, probably at the beginning of the summer, I was probably an 18 handicap, playing 9 holes. It would be very easy to shoot 9 over par, pretty consistent. Now I'm shooting 3, 4 over, sometimes close to even. And the reason is I've actually taken the time to practice. Because what's the biggest reason people, the excuse is, I just don't have the time. That's what everyone says. I just don't have the time to practice. And I've been one of those people as well. To just share my story, how I kind of got back into golf is we moved up here to Vermont, and my son, actually, we were just playing outside during COVID, and son actually got a hold of a golf club and just started hitting balls in the yard. And I said, absolutely, I'm all for that. So that's what we started doing, hitting balls in the yard just for fun. And then I just made it over to the golf course just to play 9 holes, and caught the bug again. So over the summer, I've kind of, and we're not talking about expensive stuff, long hours at the driving range, things like that. Oh no, not absolutely not, because that's impossible. What I was able to do, I went out. One of the biggest things I did, I went out and got a golf net here, literally right in front of the house, right in the driveway almost. And that is a Sapolize golf net. It's a pretty much very comparable to about the size of a tent. Very small, very compact, but it works well. I can hit full shots into that with zero worries whatsoever. On Amazon, it was about $60 I think, when I purchased it. And it's pretty solid. Now next year I may end up investing a little bit more into a more of a quality net, just because I'm getting a little bit more serious about it. But for an average golfer, this is plenty. Um, and what has helped me with the most, because I went down on YouTube and just went down the black hole of trying to fix my golf swing. There's millions and millions of thousands of videos that you can see trying to fix my slice, trying to fix my golf swing. And the biggest changes that I made was with help with the net and a couple other things I'll go over. Hand position, ball position, and setup. Almost hardly anything with improving my golf game had to do with my actual swing. My tempo is getting better, things like that. But the things that made the most improvements that I noticed was my hand position, the ball position, and now with the net, my setup. And the net is really what helped with my ball contact. My ball striking has just went through the roof compared to where it was. It was absolutely terrible. And my setup before, now that I'm set up at least half decent, it's a miracle that I could even keep the ball on the golf course before. Now I'm getting pretty consistent, still work in progress. But what helped me focus on with the golf net is instead of focusing so much on the ball flight and where it's going, where it's landing, I literally focus on my setup, go through my routine. My setup is the same, and then I'm just focused on hitting the ball and hitting the target right there in the net, just hitting that every single time. And that has really what's helped me get more consistent. And it's literally right out here in the driveway. I get up early in the morning before everyone gets up. Trust me, because it's hard to do. I'm a full-time dad, full-time employee, full-time at life. I'm busy all the time. So how do I find time to play golf? I get up. I'm more of a morning person for sure. So I get up early, come out here and go kind of. Sometimes I only hit a couple of shots. Sometimes if I'm feeling pretty good, I'll go through the whole bag. hitting 4 or 5 balls with each club, just to kind of keep. Golf is such a muscle memory technique, sport, and activity. You just have to get reps. Um, so that's how I do it. I'm right here practicing in the net. Another thing that I have, these foam golf balls. They're pretty cheap. I bought these on Amazon for like 15 bucks. You can see Callaway has them. They're a little more expensive, but there's definitely various brands of this type of golf ball. But they're little foam golf balls, and they probably go max about 60 yards. Um, and that is where I'm here. And I do it right here in the yard, and I can hit every club in the bag with it. And the key there is that's where I can kind of get a pretty good feedback on my ball flight. Now it's not exact, but it's a pretty good feedback, and it allows me to kind of practice my driver and get just being able to get it up in the air. Is really what my goal is with the foam balls. But that's about it. Just you got to find time to practice, and that's how I do it. Obviously, and the key is even when there's a lot of good things on YouTube. There's Peter Finch, Matt Fryer, Rick Shields, the good guys on YouTube that have really good content, really good things that you can learn from them. But the key is not everything works for everybody. I've kind of taken little bits and pieces and figured out and played around with it and figured out what works for me. And that's what you have to do. There's no magic fix to anybody's golf swing. If there was, trust me, Bryson DeChambeau would probably already figured everything. He hits about 1.5 million golf balls a day. But there's not. You have to just play around with it and figure out what works for you. And some days, some other things might work, and some other days, different things work for you. You just have to kind of get into a nice groove and figure out what works for you. But that's about it. Definitely. Again, feel free to like the video, share the video. Tell me how you practice. Let me know in the comments how you find time to practice. Do you go to the driving range? Do you like hitting the golf net? A lot of people don't like hitting the golf net, but it works for me just because of the time constraints that I have. But yeah, definitely feel free to share your comments and like the video. Hopefully, got some more good golf tip to come. And just to share, just to get a good example of how the net. Again, this is about 67. We're not talking a high quality golf net here, but it works. And this is what I do. I come out here, right in the driveway, and take my setup. And that's that.